Hey guys, what's going on? This is Otis here, and I tried spawning into the plane when the game first started, but what ended up happening was I was a little slow on it, the planes got taken, and I was already spamming the spawn button, so I ended up getting put in the helicopter, and the guy was a decent pilot, and I ended up getting 3 kills, I believe like 3 or 4 when the game first started. We went on a quick little decent run. It didn't last too long, but after that I ended up jumping into the plane, and once I got in the plane I didn't get shot down at all, and basically, what I wanted to talk about today was the natural disasters and stuff, because I know we have the Hurricane Sandy going up the East Coast right now. So if you're over there and you're watching this, at least, hopefully, there's not too much damage and everyone's okay at least, because these things can be pretty devastating and stuff. And so the natural disasters that I've had to go through at least so far is wildfires and brush fires, basically. You can call it either way, and then earthquakes too, but today I wanted to focus at least on the fires, because that's what's basically affected me more than the earthquakes. The earthquakes are just little rumbles here and there. I can maybe do a commentary on that, how like they're usually just funny all the time. But basically our most devastating fire that I've at least been through, or like around here, was in 2007. That was the year of they call it something weird. It was like the year of like the wildfires like in California, and there was basically about like 17 or 18 wildfires all burning at once. And what ended up happening is our fire started a little bit late, and we had fires in LA County and San Diego County. And basically what happens here, our fire season is June through October. And what ends up happening is once those fires started, all your extra firefighters that are in your city and county are basically sent to other places so they can fight those fires and try to put them out as soon as possible. Well, what ended up happening was our firefighters got really spread out thin, and so basically when our fire started, our fire was arson. Most of the fires were started by accidental ways. There was a few other arsons and stuff, but ours was the biggest arson fire that we had. And pretty much we were shorthanded, and we also had Santa Ana winds, which are basically high winds from the desert that usually blow between 40 miles an hour and up to about like, I think it's about 80 or 90 miles an hour. Ours were about like, I think about 70 miles an hour when our fire started and the winds blew in. And the only reason why they were actually able to contain the fires finally was because the winds ended up finally dying down. But if the winds would have kept going, it would have been horrible. And I might show some pictures towards the end and stuff. I still have to find them. But I'll link the Google link to, at least you can go and look at the pictures on Google and stuff, because there's just a ton of them. And basically what ended up happening is there was just smoke everywhere. I remember when the fires first started, I actually ended up getting out of Costco, and you could look up towards the mountains and you can kind of see some smoke going up, and just thinking, I hope this doesn't start or anything. And I ended up the girlfriend and I ended up driving towards kind of like at the end of our city, and it was just, all you just saw was just fire truck after fire truck after fire truck after fire truck. And then after a while, then you had the police finally come, and the police were just kicking everywhere. It was a neighborhood too, because how the city is, there's a high school there, and then you have all the houses like around the high school. The high school is literally the last thing on the sets of the hills, and a few miles, like about like 1 or 2 miles past the school in the hills, is where the fire started. And it was coming pretty fast because of the winds. And so that was a really interesting experience to see all the fire trucks and the policemen and everything, and everyone was clearing the streets as much as they could, at least, and getting on the loudspeakers and saying, "Get out of here! Even if you have a house, evacuate immediately." And so that was pretty interesting. Then after that, we ended up going to a store, the little convenience store, and we ended up getting a drink. We were there maybe like 30 minutes or so, but when we ended up coming out of the store, it was actually it seemed like it was raining when we first came out. It was like, it's not supposed to rain, it was completely sunny. And you go, and we went to the car, and it was basically raining ash. Like, that's how like quick the fire was moving, and the winds were so fast and ferocious that it was just raining ash. And that was a really weird a trippy experience. Like, it's hard to describe, just to see ash and everything. And it was like the breathing at that time wasn't too bad, but once they started putting the fire out, it's just, I don't know how those firefighters do it, because we had to go to work for that week, which I've always said to myself, if the fires ever happen again like that, it is just so like, you're just basically working and all you see is just smoke, and you can't see more than like 5 or 6 feet in front of you. It was like that for about 2 days, and it was just miserable. And I give the firefighters props with working through that, even though they have the air tanks and everything. But that's just a job I could not do, being in the full firefighter gear, being in like 90-degree heat, and it's just that's just got to be a miserable job, especially when the fires happen, because you're there the whole time. You're not going home, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's just how it is in that type of line of work and stuff. So that's my experience with that. I may put some pictures up. I can give some earthquake stories maybe a little bit later on if you guys are interested in that. But that was pretty much it for this commentary. I know I haven't had a Battlefield 3 game in a while, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this and let the gameplay run out. I only have like one or two more kills, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for watching, guys.
Freaking Panther, screw you. Oh my god, so this, oh my, I hate this. Oh, this looks